Want to explore BDSM but aren't quite sure how to talk to your partner about it? This week's video is just what you need. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to this week's video. My name is Veronica Jans, founder of Desires Laid Bare, where we teach awesome people like you how to explore kink and BDSM in a way that's guided, fun, and most authentic to who you are. So this week's video is a very, very personal one because I remember the day that I tried to talk to my then partner about wanting to explore BDSM. Oh my God, the feelings that I was feeling, like I felt crazy. I almost felt weird and like something was wrong with me. Like, why am I wanting something that's so not progressive? Like, this was 2000s. How could I want something that would take me back to the Stone Ages almost? But yet something in my body just kept calling out that this was something that I wanted. So I gathered all the courage that I could and tried to push away the teachings of the current Feminist Studies 101 class that I was taking nonetheless. And I just did it. It was the most stumbled, slurred, and poorly worded paragraph, sentence, conversation, whatever you have it, that I've ever had. It was just bad because I didn't know how to have this conversation. I didn't know how to bring up a topic that made me feel so vulnerable and insecure because I didn't know of anyone else that was exploring this. I didn't talk to any of my college friends about this. I surely didn't get any support in the feminist studies books that I was reading. So I was like, okay, Google, how do I do this? And back then, Google didn't have any advice for me either. I know. Crazy. So I get it. This topic is a very vulnerable one. And if anything, I want to help you from the mistakes that I've made and transcend into having this conversation in such an awesome, loving, and great way that you didn't have to go through the crazy feelings and the crazy conversations that I had with myself and with my then partner. Because every relationship is so different. I can't really give you any advice that's tailored specifically to you, so I'll do my best to give you an overview as to the general process of how I teach other people how to do this in my membership community. So I always break things down into steps or numbers because I find that it works better in my brain and in others to follow a path. So for the first step, I always say for number 1, observe your partner. When I say observe your partner, figure out what makes them happy. Figure out what gets them comfortable. And it sounds kind of manipulative, but the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when you broach a topic that's so different as exploring kink together with your partner, because this is not just about you anymore, it now involves your partner, it's only fair to them that you don't drop a bomb on them. You know what I mean? How can you ease into this conversation in the best way possible without scaring the crap out of them, right? And trust me, dropping a bomb on them is not going to be the best way to start this conversation because they're going to be shaken. They're going to be like, what the actual heck is going on, right? And that's not a good way to start off this conversation. How can you address this in a way that's a win-win situation for you and your partner? Is it talking about how much you love them? Or is this about reassuring how much you care about their input? Or is this about how much you trust him or her to broach this topic with them even? Because let's be real, BDSM takes a lot of trust and honesty. And if you feel like you have this with this person, you owe it to them to tell them how much you love and trust them and can tell them anything almost, even if it may sound extremely crazy. So just observe, how does your partner respond to new and insecure things? Do they need reassurance? Do they need to be touched? Do they need to be held? What's their love language, So observe. And number 2, when you actually get to talking to them about this, be you. Don't cover it up. Don't sugarcoat it. Be you, be raw, be vulnerable. The last thing your partner needs to feel is defensive, and if they feel your defense is creeping up, they're going to do the same, even if it's subconsciously. So tell them exactly how you feel. Tell them exactly how you feel. Tell them what got you into this. If it was a book, if it was a movie, perhaps watch it together and explain to them what you're feeling. What is it that you'd like to feel with them and experience with them together? And number 3, take care of yourself. I know it's kind of crazy, right? Especially when talking to your partner about this. Why are you thinking about yourself? Well, like I said, you pretty much just spilled your guts out to them. You pretty much were so honest with them that it could take a lot of energy out of you. And if you're going to explore BDSM and if they end up saying yes, you need to be able to take care of yourself and know how to emotionally recover. You know what I mean? And so this is only the first step of exploring the BDSM lifestyle. In kink, you're going to get a lot of vulnerability hangovers because it has to be that way. In order for you to practice kink and BDSM safely, you have to be really vulnerable, honest, and just yourself. So take care of yourself. And if you need further help on how to explore this topic together with your partner, take my Kink Communication Styles quiz. And it takes into account your personality, your partner's personality, and your relationship as a whole. And after you take the quiz, by the end of it, you're going to get a profile that shows you the best way to communicate and some tips to go along with it. And if you like that, it's going to be linked in this video as well. And if you're feeling that a quiz is not enough for you, join Desires Laid Bare. Join my membership community where I help people like you explore kink with their partner for the very first time. And we talk about all the tactics and tips and tricks as to how to explore this together, to have this conversation. We have courses and resources that talk about this topic specifically. And the best part, you'll have an awesome community of members to support. And if you thought this video was awesome and you want to know more, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. It would really, really make my day. That's all I have for you this week. I'll see you next time.